The best possible version of Jimmy McGill that could exist is because I went through every one of those.
From prison to purpose.
From prison to purpose, man. Prison to purpose, man.
I have a book coming out. We're hoping to have it out at the beginning of this coming year. It's called From Prison to Purpose, the story of David Rose.
We really do not know anything about David Rose except for what he tells us.
He has just put his hat in the ring for LD30 State House. So that is why we're interviewing him today on State 40 News. Thank you, Pastor Rose.
Hey, thank you for having me.
Now, I hear that you are writing a book that's coming out pretty soon.
Yes, absolutely. So I have a book coming out. We're hoping to have it out at the beginning of this coming year. It's called From Prison to Purpose, the story of David Rose. And so a little bit about my life. I grew up in, like a lot of people, I grew up in a broken home. For me, a very abusive home. And so childhood was broken, which broken homes create broken children.
Here are the facts. His background shows him to be a serial criminal. He is actually a career criminal. And now he's trying to blame his family for being a criminal?
And so a little bit about my life. I grew up in, like a lot of people, I grew up in a broken home. For me, a very abusive home. And so childhood was broken, which broken homes create broken children.
Right.
As we know as Christians, we all make choices because we have free will to make choices. So to blame his family and blame his upbringing, which again, we really don't know truth because David Rose is a known liar. Just look on his Meet David political page. If that truly is his upbringing, well, how many others have that same upbringing? What David is doing is using massive fallacies on we the people. This fallacy is called appealing to sympathy. But there are many more because David is playing the victim. He seeks out sympathy from the public. But many more tactics he is using will be exposed. Now, let's get to the heart of this exposure. This book that David just mentioned, From Prison to Purpose.
I have a book coming out. We're hoping to have it out at the beginning of this coming year. It's called From Prison to Purpose, the story of David Rose.
The story of David Rose has been published under the name of From Prison to Purpose by Jimmy McGill, published in 2021, and is a nonprofit organization. So what it looks like David Rose is trying to do is capitalize on someone else's already established work. Here's how. 1. Trademark confusion. If Jimmy McGill has built significant brand recognition around From Prison to Purpose and his nonprofit, and David Rose is using the same title, the end result will be a creation of confusion for the public, as well as creating a false association. There could be grounds for a trademark claim, especially if it appears Rose is trying to capitalize on McGill's established reputation. 2. Unfair competition. Is Rose deliberately using the title to mislead people into thinking there's an association with McGill's work or nonprofit? Because if so, this could potentially be addressed under unfair competition laws. 3. What David Rose is doing needs to be made public. Regarding public awareness, the public needs to be made aware of who originally created the work and established the brand, particularly if Rose is running for office, where public scrutiny matters. David Rose is a career criminal and has committed several felonies against the public and against human beings, and specifically women. The public needs to be made aware of this apparent, unethical behavior on the part of David Rose, and they need to realize that David Rose is a mastermind when it comes to confusion and exploitation, because he most assuredly is a mastermind. Not only is he exploiting his wife's position, but he is also exploiting a fallacy called appeal to a higher authority, aka he is also exploiting God Almighty by claiming he is a changed man. Recently, as recent as a couple of weeks ago, he stood in public with a well-known scam artist and called out another human being who happened to be a member of the American Legion. And called her a drunk. Not only did he participate in calling her out as a drunk, but he stood there while a swindler pointed at her after provoking her into a fight, when the victim simply kept on walking.
Anyway, guys, thank you all so much for being here tonight. My name is Pastor David Rose, and I have the great honor of pastoring Restoration Hope Church in Lake Havasu City, Arizona.
Hi guys, welcome to Bullhead. Thank you. Let's get a round of applause for all of you guys. My name is Leslie Tyler.
Other than that, David Rose was caught and recorded talking about a well-respected principal after saying he was going to put her on some kind of a hit list. And he is also exploiting Charlie Kirk.
These are our patriots. Julie Coddington, get up here. Julie Coddington worked day in and day out at our Trump office.
And now he's trying to piggyback off of Jimmy McGill. Take a look around, people, and do a little research on this wolf in sheep's clothing.
The best possible version of Jimmy McGill that could exist is because I went through every one of those.
From Prison to Purpose.
I have a book coming out. We're hoping to have it out at the beginning of this coming year. It's called From Prison to Purpose, the story of David Rose.
From Prison to Purpose. From Prison to Purpose. From Prison to Purpose.
Because bad behavior should always have consequences.
And broken children that don't go through a healing process turn into broken adults.
Even though Mojave has been moving mountains with all we have accomplished, we still have disruptors.
And so I went from childhood, teenage years, into my young adult life, broken, lost, no direction in my life.
So I guess there was an email that went out to parents from Starline that, show up to the board meeting. And so I let Mrs. Sotner know.
Hi, I'm Ginny Sotner.
I'm going to have a problem with her if I have parents show up and we're not using the board to scream and kick and get our way. We're not doing that. There are certain administrators, and Jamie Fesso did it too.
She needs support. She's been with the school district for 21 years. 21 years, and this is how they end up treating her in the end is ridiculous.
That I'll just pack out the board meeting. We're not going to do that because I'll just put you on the separation list if that's the game you want to play. Like, you can move on down the road.
I want to turn this over to Tex Polisky, Turning Point USA.
Became a club promoter, and I grew up in church, but I played the game at church with the face everything at home's okay, because no child wants to admit, hey, my home is horrible, my home life's horrible. And I think even at a young age, kids have pride. They want to be proud.
What you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard. At no point in your rambling, incoherent response were you even close to anything that could be considered a rational thought. Everyone in this room is now dumber for having listened to it. I award you no points, and may God have mercy on your soul.
I played the game at church.